folks, we are live. Let me just check the audio. Make sure this space heater is not putting out a lot of noise. Make sure this space heater is not putting out a lot of noise. Make sure this space heater is not. Okay, so it seems to be putting out some noise. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off for now. If I get cold, it's going to come back on, but that's alright. Hello everybody, welcome. I am prepared tonight. Got my Helix shirt on. Got my Grinch sleep pants on. It is that time of year. And I've got my chocolate milk instead of coffee. Oh, and it spilled a little bit. That's alright. It's just what happens when you have it full to the brim, but that's alright. It'll be worth it. Chocolate milkers. And then I also have some Hershey's Kisses and other fun snacks here for you. Go ahead and wipe this up now. This is live, folks, so that stuff happens. Alright. Tonight we are going to be going over the Line 6 Pod Go. That, well, I didn't realize I paused that. Let me put that back over here. We're going to be going over the Pod Go. That, that I purchased for myself for Christmas. And you should have seen that video, the unboxing video. If you haven't, go back to my channel sometime and look at that. But yeah, excited about this. This is mainly going to be my main practice tool upstairs. I've got a Pod Express as well, but I wasn't really satisfied with the limitations that it had. So I decided to get a Pod Go to kind of replace it. Now, I don't know if I'll be keeping that or if I'll try to sell that or what. But that's where we are. I also have an extra camera view here so that you can kind of see what's going on and see what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to kind of give you a run through real quick of how to use the Pod Go. Camera view here, so that you can kind of see what's going on. Very first thing is it comes with a cheat sheet, and you can find this if you don't have it. You can find this. Use the Pod Go. Okay, I'm still hearing something. I don't need that to be going through. It comes with a cheat sheet, and this will allow you to see the quick ins and outs of the Pod Go. This also has, there's also a wireless one, but I have just the regular one because I didn't need a wireless. I've got wireless, you know, things that I can plug in later if I need to. There are links below in the video description if you would like to support this channel and purchase the Pod Go on any of those links. That would be very much appreciated. So, yeah, if you don't read the manual at all, at least go over the cheat sheet. Very important, okay? So, the Pod Go itself, we're going to kind of go over some of it right now, get into it, kind of tell you how some of it works. And so, let's go ahead and do that, all right? So, when you first start the Pod Go up, you're going to be brought to the factory preset, and it's going to have this on it, Deluxe Norm, and most likely it will not have the snapshots view. It will have the presets view. Okay, so you have your bank, you have your presets, and down here below you can see whatever's selected, which in this case happens to be the amp. You can kind of see the knobs there, and I'll kind of ignore those for now. So we have some videos of here, and let me make sure. I don't think my focus is working properly. Let me adjust my focus, and I think I might be able to fix my camera angle as well. Nope, let's see. Let's see if we can fix this. There we go. All right, now. Okay, so we have here get into this. So over here we have some easy buttons here. We got, I'll kind of show you how this looks here. We have, there you go, we have action button, we have a view button, we have a page button and another page button, and if you press both of them they give you something else. On the bottom here it gives you the menu settings, and on the top it gives you the save. Now if you'll notice, I'm going to use my pen for this because it'll be a lot easier. If you'll notice here we have this line, okay? All right, this line here. Okay, so if I go inside and I hit the view, this will take me to another view. Okay, in this case, it takes me to my signal chain view. All right, so everything, I keep hitting my mic here, everything above this line is controlled by these buttons. Everything below this line is controlled by these buttons. These two knobs here turn and you can push them in. The same thing with these. You can turn those and push them in. These are assigned to these bottom parameters here, okay? So, for example, we can turn this and select what it is we want to tweak or change, okay? Let's say I wanted to put the reverb at the end of the chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Action, and that picks it up. You have some options down here as well, but what we're going to do is for now we're going to take this and move it. Notice there's two arrows that appear here, and this is not touchscreen. I was trying to be careful not to touch it, but thankfully it's not touchscreen. So once you have it, you just remove it wherever you want it. Let's just say we want it at the end of the signal chain, and we click Action, and it drops it and deposits it there. Okay. All right. So the other thing we can do is I can go over to, let's just say there's my input. I can, there's a gate that's over here. I can engage that if I need to. Also, there's an output that you can kind of change things with. So this is kind of a select button, okay? And if I click this button, it bypasses or turns it on, okay? So let's say I want that optical trim on. I can take that off. Fine, whatever, all right? So let's go to the bottom here, all right? Let me go back to my amp. On the bottom, you can see there's three dots here, and with several effects and amps, you're going to have these pages. And so you're just going to navigate those with these two buttons. So page over, and you've got more parameters there, okay? So let's go back, and if I was to turn this, it actually cycles through more amps, okay? So it's going to cycle through different amps in the order. If I push this in, it gives me a list of amps to cycle through, and also it gives me a choice of amp or preamp. Okay, so you can change that by doing this. Okay, turn this back, and then you go over here and you can change whatever you want to have happen here. And this little dot is the scroll of all the amps that are listed in the Pod Go. That's another reason I wanted the Pod Go, is because, let's see here, keyframes are not causing blah 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 error. Don't know what it's talking about here. Okay, whatever. Poor stream is healthy. Status is poor. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway. Alright, so. Alright, so back to where I was. This selects through whatever I want, and when I get to what I want, I can take and press the same button in, and it will select that button. Okay. Now, the Pod Go is limited in DSP, so you're always going to get 4 of the same blocks, no matter. Excuse me. So I think it's 6 of the same blocks that are always engaged. Or, not always engaged, but always the same thing. You're going to have a wah pedal. You're always going to have a volume pedal. You're always going to have an effects loop. You're always going to have an amp, always a cabinet, and always an EQ, okay? So if I was to cycle through, let's see, if I want to go to once again, if I turn this, it actually, well, no, was it that I wanted to go to? Oh, I want to go to view. And it actually will let me turn my presets when I do this. So what I want to do is click on preset. When I'm in the preset view, if I click on this, it allows me to choose whichever thing I want to do here. And I can rename it, or there's another area over here where I can actually reorder it. So I'll go to my user, and I want to go to a new preset and kind of show you what's going on. Then I press this because it controls the bottom. Go back to my view. Here are the things you always have. You always have a volume, a wah, an amp, an effects loop, a cabinet, and EQ. These 4 blocks here that are blank, you can set to anything you want. And that's because the DSP is kind of limited in what it can do. And so, for example, if I click on this amp and I decide to see what all kinds of other things I have here, there's a lot of amps that are available, but I may run into a grayed out amp, okay? So in this case, I'm not running into a grayed out amp, so let's find let's do that. And go over here. Well, actually, it's not graying out because I've got all this DSP available. So if I go back, go to my different preset here, back to factory, okay, and now I try to change the amp. You'll see some of these are grayed out, and I can't even select them. Like the Chromatico uses a lot of DSP. Can't select that one. Can't select these Moon ones. Can't select the Mandarin Rocker. Anything that's grayed out, you cannot select, okay? So once again, if I just, just whatever here, let's go up here to the Hot Springs, and I can select that, and I can choose whatever effect I want to be there. Okay, so that's how you select your effects. This changes the effects down here that I can change it to be whatever. I want a pitch instead of that, I can go to the pitch. I want a filter, I can go to that. I can go to a 6-switch looper or mono switch looper. Any kinds of things that I want to go to, I can go here, or just leave it blank. Okay, all kinds of things that you can do here as well. So you just click the one you want and click it, and there you have it. Now, if I go to the cab and I click this, you have the option of a cab, a legacy cab, or an IR. Now, this does not support dual cabs, but the ways around that is that when you want to change the tone of an amp, you can easily engage your snapshot to change the parameters of the mic or the cab distance, or the mic distance from the cabs, what I meant to say, or the mic angle, or the mic position. Any of that stuff you can change if you have issues, if you want a different sound, and don't have to worry about dual cabs. So you can load a bunch of IRs. I think it's, how many IRs you got? I don't know. There's a bunch of IRs that you can load up into this thing. Okay, so once you have it done, you just click this button again, and you're good to go. All right, so that's the basic navigation. Once again, these control the parameters that you see under here. Very easy to kind of see how those things work. All right. All right, and once again, if there's more page stuff, I can switch to that. And if I wanted to save it, I would just click both of these buttons, tell it to save here. I can tell it which characters to switch. This is the actual characters, and where I want it to end up at, which factory destination set list I want it to end up. If I want it to be on factory, or if I want it to be on user, and then I can tell it what's the destination here. Okay. All right. So, and then you would just save that. Well, I'm going to cancel that and back out of it, and I just push that button. Okay, so what else is next? Here's the settings button. So if I click that, you can get to your bypass control menu, and you'll see this in the menu. If you read it, you're like, what in the world is that menu? That's your bypass control. So let's go to that, because what happens here is you can tell it what parameter you want to have happen here, and what you want to have happen here, which switch you want to assign it to. It can be the expression, it can be the expression 2, expression 1, whatever foot switches, and you can tell it to wherever you, or you can click learn and rock the expression pedal back and forth if you want to do that. That's totally fine as well. So let's exit that, go back to my view. To exit anything, it's really easy. You just go back to view. Okay, so let's go back here, and we will see the global settings, and here's where we adjust all our parameters, different things like that. What do we want the ins and outs to be? Our preferences for, kind of snapshot edits, where our switches, what it's going to look like. Right now I've got it in on stock mode. I've got all 6 switches available to me, and I think, okay, yeah, so all those are available to me. I can switch the MIDI, I can switch the switches and effects, and there's pages on this as well. Okay, so, and then go back to view, and it's as simple as that. Now let's say I wanted to, well, we'll get into that in a second. Now let's talk about snapshots. Okay, so if you look, you will see this little camera button here. Okay, now to get into snapshots mode, right now I'm in snapshots mode, I do believe. No, I'm in presets mode. Okay, so when I'm switching the switches down here, it's going to change my presets. Okay, so notice this, it says 1A, but now it's going to say 1B. Okay, all right, so here's what happens. Let's go ahead and go back out in view, and this is presets mode. So whatever I press on these buttons corresponds to these. So I've got A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Okay, and there's a mode button over here. I can press the mode, and what does it do? It turns it into stomp box mode. So now these stomp boxes are assigned to certain areas here, okay? And so I can actually assign those however I want to. I can go over to whatever I want to change. That's once again, it's changing my preset there, and I do not want it to do that. So what I can do to assign this is go back to my view. Let's say I wanted to assign this pedal, and I would click the switch I want to assign it to. I would hold it, and it would ask, do you want to assign it to this block? I could click OK or not, and it would ask if I want to merge it with whatever is already there or replace it. Merge or replace, merge or replace. Okay, so you have that available to you. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore that. Go back out to my view, and that changes, you know, whatever is going on here. Plus, if I click my action button here, now this is important because I was trying to figure out how to do this. If I click my action button while I'm in this view, or not the action, I think it's the settings. Settings, bypass control. And I click the bypass control. I can go to, let's see, where was that at? Action. Okay, now this is kind of hard to find, so let's go back out. View. All right, going back into my view state. Let's say I wanted to reassign what this name is. Instead of parametric, let's say I wanted to say boost. Okay, now since I'm in this view, let me go ahead and readjust my focus here. Okay, so let's say this says parametric. Well, let's just go optical trim since it's a lot easier to see on the screen. Let's change this to just tremolo. Okay, so what I would do is I would go to settings while I'm here, go to bypass control, and now while I'm here I will click action, and this allows me to clear assign, clear all assigns, or customize. Now I can customize. I can tell it which switch I want the color to be, and if I go down here it's going to be on the bottom there. So yeah, that turning colors. Let's just make it blue again. I can tell it what I want it to be named, so I can delete all this and just say it's called trim. Click OK, and now when I exit back to this view it will say trim. This is great if you want to call something a boost or delay plus or reverb plus or whatever you wanted to call it, ambient, whatever you want to call it. That's how you do it. Once again, we could go to bypass control, whichever we're on the setting for, we click action, and we click customize, which is right here. Okay, and that allows you to do that, and it took me a while to figure that out. Okay, so back to the snapshots. Going to snapshots here is very, very easy. All you have to do, this is the view of the once again, this is the stomp box mode, so I'm going to go back to the mode here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is click both of these buttons. So I'm going to hold them both at the same time and watch what happens. We have snapshots. That's what we have now, snapshots. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 corresponding to the bottom foot switches here. We go inside our view. Now what happens is when we switch this, look at the camera up there on the top right. Snapshot 2, down here, 3, here, 4. And what happens is, if you're not familiar with this, let's go back to 1. Let's say I wanted everything like it is in 1. Let's call it clean, whatever. I can call it whatever I want to. I can say action here, and let's see, is it the action I want to do? Bypass control. Let me see. I think it's when I get out. I think if I go out, I'm trying to figure out how to action settings there. I want to rename the snapshot. How did I do that? Did I press the button in? Nope. Nope. It's not what I'm. Oh, rename snapshot. There it is. Okay, so that's a tricky one too. Let's go back. Let's say I want to go to. I've got to be in my snapshot mode. Okay, maybe. Let me see if this is going to work if I do that. Okay, doesn't matter. So we're in snapshot mode. Either in snapshot or we can be in presets, but it's going to be easier if you have it in snapshot. When you're in this mode, you've clicked both these buttons and you're in this mode. Let's say we want to call one clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually press this to bring up the preset list, but now I have the ability to rename the snapshot. So let's call it clean. Okay, so let's delete all this. Let's call it C and then this turns to the next thing. Okay, CL, and once I get there, I'm going to click the button to make it a lowercase. And then when you click this character, notice how this scrolls through a different set of characters. It's got the uppercase, lowercase, numbers, a space, and back to uppercase. Okay, so I'm just going to call this one clean. Move up to the next one. Just go to the N, and when you're already on the capital, you can click that, and it'll automatically make the lowercase. And I need to learn how to spell. Okay, clean, whatever, clean, you know, make it whatever color. In this case, I'll probably just make it green. Click OK. And that's how you rename your snapshots. Now, let's just say this is my clean setting. When I go here, and I want to, let's say, on my clean setting, I want to have this turned off for one thing. This is the distortion. So let's go to snapshot 2 now. And it's in snapshot 2. Whatever I do to change here will automatically be mapped to snapshot 2. So for example, let's say I want this to be more of a dirty channel. So I'm going to engage that. I'm going to put my dynamics on there. And for a lead instead of a trim, let's say I want a delay instead. So I'm going to click this button, get me a delay over here. And make it a dual delay. Okay, so I want the delay on whenever I do my lead. Okay, so let's just say that happens. That's snapshot 2. Let's say that's my lead, and I can rename that, and I can change the color, blah, blah, blah. We go to snapshot 3, and now we'll turn the reverb off and the delay off. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and move this to the end of the chain. And we'll say we don't need that. We'll bypass it, click that to bypass, click that to bypass. And let's say we want a little more drive. So to assign the drive to this snapshot, you're going to press, then turn. And when you do that, it highlights this in a white text with brackets. That means it's assigned to a snapshot. So in this case, this is assigned to snapshot 3. And when I switch it back to snapshot 1, you'll see it go back to where it was. Snapshot 2, where it was. Snapshot 3. And notice all these things are bypassing and engaging as well. That's how you set up snapshots, and this is a great way to change. It's kind of like a preset within a preset, I've heard it described as. And basically what happens is all these parameters change in the click of a button. Multiple parameters can be changed and assigned to one foot switch very easily. And this is a lot better than switching to a preset, because when you switch to presets back and forth, then there's a little dropout in audio, and that's because of the DSP limits. It takes a lot of latency to change to a different, all these other different amps and different things that it's going to have to go to. So it's better in general to set things up the way you'd want to be able to use it, and set everything to snapshots to engage your clean, your lead, your rhythm, and maybe one more little setting here. You have up to 4 in the Pod Go. Okay. So that's how, pretty much in a nutshell, this works. You've got a tap tuner. You've got a tap here. You can press it in. You get a tuner, and yeah, and you got a master volume over here. But this is pretty much how you do everything in the Pod Go. And if there's anything I missed, it's going to be very easy to find it in the cheat sheet or in the manual. So that's exactly how we're doing this. So what I want to do now is, let's see what I've got here. I'm going to do this. I think I had it like this. Yeah, I'm trying to do it like that with the glare. What I want to do now is plug my guitar in and try some tones that I created. Once again, if you want to check out the tones for the Pod Go, I have those available on my online store. There's links in the description below. Okay, there's a little link section there. And I've got this not wrapped up, I've got this going through a little bitty tiny cable here, or a short cable, so that I don't have to have a long cable that I gotta worry about. Okay, so let's just go through some of the sounds that you're going to get with this Pod Go. And what I'm going to do is change, once again, I'm going to change my screen, I think. Well, can I do, I can do that. I think I want it the other way around. So let's go back to this one. and turn on that one. There we go. Okay, so wish that glare wasn't there. There we go. That's about as good as I can get that, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, so what we have, let's go ahead and see if I'm in tune first of all. Kind of low. Tell you what I'm going to do is go ahead and tune this bad boy up. Is it the 3 or the 2 I need? The 3. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. And I've already created 2 presets to complement the Marcos Foley preset and my signature Soldano preset. So that is available if you click the link below. And if you purchase those, you get both the Helix and the PodGo preset. So that's why I'm doing this. I've decided to just do that instead of trying to do them separate, just include them all together. So if you get one, you get the other. So if you have a Helix now and you decide you want to get a PodGo later, you'll have a complimentary preset to go with that. I've just got this on the standard tuner. I don't really want to, I think it's the fine tuner. I don't want to fool with the strobe. I've got that on the Helix. And if you do not know how to tune a Floyd Rose, I've got a video on that. So check that out on my channel as well. I'm going to go a little higher on that. Okay, now we're going to close this back down. Yeah, if you have issues with your Floyd Rose and Floyd Rose style bridge, it drives you crazy. Once you get the hang of it, and use my video to get the hang of it, it's no time to get all this stuff done again. I always double check after I get done here, because that tends to mess with the tuning just a hair. Usually I try to reset these as well, but it wasn't too bad, so I wasn't going to worry about it, because I'd already recently reset them. Nobody in the chat yet? Okay. Any kind of floating tremolo, especially Floyd Rose style, is a balancing game. They're balancing the tension of the strings against one another, and that's why I tune the strings in a certain order. And not only that, you're also balancing the string tension with the spring tension in the back of the guitar. So it's like, you know, a balancing game on a tightrope. All right. This is just, I'm just going to go ahead and click on my now, not all the presets are going to sound good. I'll just tell you that right now. They're not all going to sound good. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to switch different preset. Now we're back to they're not going to all sound good. That's one of the big things about a lot of these modelers, is that these presets, for the most part, don't sound very good out of the box. But you can make them sound awesome. Hey, Tyler Shep Shreds, glad to see you here, buddy. These presets for the... Okay, so we're just checking out the Line 6 PodGo and going through some of the preset sounds, you know, just kind of seeing what we can find here. Let's just go to that divided duo, see what that's all about. And usually when these are set up, they don't have snapshots already programmed onto this. It's just what it is, and then you can change it as you need to. So let me go over here to this delay. For some reason they got it before the amp, So let's engage that. Get out of that. Let's engage that and see what I've got here. Thanks, buddy. I recently put Wilkinson pickups in this beast, and I love them. They're amazing. I did a video on those not too long ago here on the channel as well, if you want to check that out. What's this compressor? What kind of... Oh, this is distortion. I keep pressing the wrong button. I'm still not used to it all the way. Nice. Clone. See what kind of gain we can have here. Okay. That's my favorite preset. I haven't had a chance to go through these actually. This is pretty much brand new. I had it a couple weeks and I haven't really got to tweak that much, so let's go through. So that's what we're doing right now, is kind of going through some of these. Let's go to the preset list here. I've actually made some of my own, so right now those are my favorites. So and I've got links below about where to get these, but I have made a couple different ones here, so let's go into these. This is my Eric Beatty Saldano lead kind of sound, lead signature kind of sound. Let's go to the clean. I usually use this with a kind of a single coil sound. Let's go to a dirty sound. Tyler. Let's see here, and the rhythm. Not exactly honed the way I would probably like it. I'm probably some more tweaks I'd like to do, but when you get those presets, any updates I make, you get those as well. Let's go back to this because I didn't have the right pickup selected. Now we'll go back to the lead. That's better. Go back to my rhythm. Tyler, can you try to make a very ambient, shimmery, clean tone with a little delay in compression? Ooh, with split coil. Challenge accepted. Let's see what we got here. So let's do a basis here. Let's go to, I'm just going to go to a factory. Find something kind of cleanish. Let's see. US double norm. Let's just go to the Essex A30. That's kind of like a praise and worshipy kind of thing. Okay, I do have my... Okay, let's find some ambience here. Dynamic plate. You said shimmery, so let's find a shimmer reverb. Shimmer. Let's go here to, why not, transistor tape. Move it here. Add that. I'm going to enable that. What's this? Studio comp. Disable that for now. Bluebell XA30 cut bass. With single coil, probably need a little bit more bass. Sagmaster 10 volume. Okay. Go back here. Shimmery clean tone with a little delay in compression. Little delay in compression. Okay, so you wanted a little delay. So let's look at the mix here. I'm just going to use what we have here. I'm not going to try to change the delays or anything. So let's go back to about 21, 20-ish. Time's a little slow. Let's go to about 400. A little too much. 450, something like that. Okay. Spread. Feedback, probably. Let's just do that. And then I want to add, instead of this, since we won't need that, I want to add a chorus. Let's just make it a simple chorus. Phase. 4-voice chorus is the only one I've got apparently. So we'll go with that. You said a little compression, so let's add that. Not exactly sure how much peak reduction I need. I'm gonna bypass it right now. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, chorus. I agree. Love chorus. Let's go back to chorus here. What kind of mix we got? 50%. Probably need that much. All right, let's see what this gives us. I'm on the neck pickup, split, and see what we got here. Let's just go to A. There's a little bit of delay, and the shimmer's a little out of whack. Not out of whack, but it's a little over the top. So let's go to the mix to be down here. Pre-delay, I don't want so much of a pre-delay. I'll cut, damping, diffusion, trails, on. Alright, I don't hear the chorus much, so let's go back to the chorus. Add a little bit more of that. More treble. Alright, let's go back. Let's add some more treble, maybe a little more presence. I think it needs to be a little cleaner, so I'm going to put the drive down a little bit and turn up the channel volume. And with this, we definitely want something besides the ribbon because it's a little bright. I personally like the 47 FET condenser. I cut, give it a little bit more there. Let's see what we got here. Now, because of that boosted the treble quite a bit, so I'm gonna go over here and cut this treble back down a little bit. Let's go all the way to 57 and see what that sounds like. I think I need to hear the shimmer just a little bit more. Tiny bridge split. Tri-bridge split, okay. Less gain, try to skip the mids, okay. Good suggestion, good suggestion. Skip those mids. Less gain, I agree. This is more of a gainy amp. Anything on here? Let's give it a little bit more sag. Those mids are gone now. That drive, I think, killed it too. I'm still not hearing much of that. Depth, voices, low cut, high shelf, the rate. Let's put a little bit more depth in that. Ooh, there we go. Less treble since I'm on the bridge. Now let's see what the compressor's going to do to this, because it's going to bump it up probably. Oops. Oh yeah. Now that we got a compressor on, bumping everything up. So let's lower that just a little bit. What do you think? Sick, yeah. To a lead, I would probably turn that shimmer down a little bit, but here just strumming stuff. I would probably like that. Yeah, that's nice. What other pedals are on there or knobs? I was showing this earlier. The knobs we have are the parameters here that we can change, and we've just got the foot switches. I didn't mention this a while ago, but these are not on the Helix. These are capacitive, which means you touch these and it changes things up here. On these, you have to press them for it to change things if you want to assign to different foot switches and stuff. But these are all the knobs. These are pressable and turnable. When you press those and turn them, it assigns those to the snapshot. Sorry, you didn't see that. It assigns those, press and turns, assigns to a snapshot that you're currently on. So that when I change to a different snapshot, they would go back to where they were. So let's go back down here and change this, and you'll see that happen. So we don't need that much of a rate. Okay, so yeah, we can see those things change because of that. Let's say I wanted 4 voices on this one. Now I'm back to 3. All these different things that change. But that's the knobs that's on there. As far as the other pedals, oh man, this thing's got a ton. So let me go to a new preset so you can kind of see everything that's on there. And do I want to save this one? Let's save it. Let's show you how to save this. I'm going to save it as Ambi A30. We'll call it that. So I'm going to go down here and call it Ambi. Oh, I need a space there. Wish I could add a space, but I can't. Okay. Now I got to go back here and add a space. All right. Character space. Ambi A30. Ambi A30. Factory. Let's put it on the user, and we will put it. That's the question. How do I change it to? How do I change this? Destination, user, character. Here? Okay, good. So, EB, new preset, 1D, 1C, 1D, 2A. Let's just go to 2A. Save it there. And now I have it. Okay. Okay. On the digital amp, what other... Oh, knobs on the amp. Oh, sorry. The knobs we have... It depends on what you get. Like... Let me go... Once again, we'll go to a... user preset and go to a brand new one here. Just go to a new preset here. Depending on what amp you get, like the Grammatico amp, if I go in here and kind of change this amp to the Grammatico, if I find it, there it is. There's a lot of stuff on this amp. So you have just your basic stuff on here. The next page, there's 4 pages. You can change all these different settings here. There's overdrive level, a bright switch with 2 settings on it. There's a FET boost, preamp boost, I think is what that is. Then you got sag and the regular stuff that comes on most of the amps, as well as sag, hum, ripple, bias, and bias X. And so depending on what amp you get, there's a lot of stuff here. As far as the other pedals and the cabs, let's just go to the cabs here. You've got all these different cabs that are automatically paired. Okay, these are the current cabs that are available, where you can change all the parameters, like the position, the angle of the microphone. For example, let's just click on here. You've got the mic, which you want to set. You can change that. You can set your position, cap edge, or exactly you want this to be. You know, as a cap edge. I just found it. Cap edge. You can go all the way to the edge. You can go all the way here to the center, wherever. You can set it how much distance you want away from it. If you want a 45-degree angle, if you want low cut, high cut, and your level. And as far as the actual pedals here, you've got all these. You've got distortion, dynamics, EQ, modulation, delay, reverb, pitch, filter, and a looper pedal. And there's multiple ones of these. So this is the little bitty teeny scroll wheel that I can go through all of these different drives and stuff. Okay, and that's just sick for all that stuff you get on this. All the different comps. Noise gate, horizon gate, which is a really good one. EQs, modulations. These scroll bars are very small on most of these. EQs, there's not much on it. You don't need much though, really. There's a Cali Q graphic. You can use acoustic simulator, which is cool. Tons of delays, lots of great reverbs, pitch stuff. Now, the pitch stuff uses a lot of DSP, but you can get away with some of that stuff. You got some different filters here. These would be really fun to kind of mess with. Obi-Wa, that'd be probably cool. And your looper. Okay, so tons of stuff here. As far as the updates, these aren't coming out with updates as frequently as the Line 6 Helix does. This is about 2 updates behind the Helix, I think. This was the one where the Grammatico amp was added, and the new cabinet update, I think, as well. So this has plenty of stuff to go with. Okay, so what else are you saying here? Very nice. Let's make something wacky. I like that idea. Let's take a sip of trying to spill it again. Oh, sip of chocolate milk here. All right, Tyler, I appreciate you joining me here. This is pretty cool interaction. All right, something wacky. Well, that'd have to involve, let's just say, not a pitch. Let's do a filter. I've not really messed with filters much. So, I'll tell you what, let's try that Obi-Wa. See what that does. I'm not even going to test this until we start something here, okay? So, something wacky. Probably want this to the beginning of the chain, maybe. Not exactly sure. Definitely probably going to want some kind of wild delay. Let's give us a delay here. Ping pong duct reverse delay. Reverse is always a good wacky choice. I like reverse delay. A fuzz with a flanger. Let's make some. What kind of tone do you want? Do you want? Well, you said fuzz. Okay, so we can add a fuzz over here. Some kind of fuzz. Oh, that's what I'm hearing. I was like, what's that noise? Bighorn fuzz. How about a dark dove fuzz? Let's do that one. Bypass it for now. And you said a flanger. Heavy bass sound. Flanger. Fuzz with a flanger. Okay, let's try flanger. That's a good choice. Let's just go to a regular flanger. Ooh, we got a Dynamix flanger. There you go. Let's try that. And then that's about all. I don't think we have enough room for another one. I can pitch it an octave down. Heavy bass sound. Okay, I tell you what, one of my favorite amps here is the Oblivion. And actually I don't think the Oblivion's in this one because they haven't updated it to it yet. But they do have a Donk, which is one of the populars. And I'm hearing that Obi-Wa. And let's go over here and engage the gate. Man, we got some wild stuff already happening. Okay, Cali V30, that works. We want bass. Let's just low cut that a little bit. And let's scoop this down quite a bit because we want some bass sounds. Distance angle. Badonk, you want some heavy bass. Scoop those mids a little bit. Bring that presence down a little bit. Gotta have the master cranking. And let's make it tight, so I'm going to scoop that down, and the depth will be the resonance, which we probably don't want to mess with that. Let's put the bisects over here. Alright, let's just see what that plain tone, the bass tone, gives us here. Does that have a noise gate? Yes, it does. If you go all the way to the input, you don't have to waste a block for your noise gate. You go to the input, and you've got a gate that you can switch. And that is a little circle over here. So that's your input, and this works on the Helix as well. When you go to the input gate, you can change your gate, and at the very output you can change if you want it panned left, right, center, all that, depending on what your chain is. I haven't really delved into why you would want to do that, since it's not stereo or it's not dual paths, so I don't know why you would want to do that. But anyway, let's see what our bass tone is. B-A-S-E, the tone that we're starting with here, before we add any effects besides that delay. So I'm going to go back, since we want a bassy tone, let's do it with a humbucker instead of a single coil. This is loud already. That's that reverse delay. Okay, so maybe we'll want an actual different delay than that. So let's see, there's a pitch echo, harmony delay, bucket brigade, multipass. Glitch is one that's pretty popular. It has all kinds of different things going on it. Shuffle, 50% pitch, 10% reverse, 3D, sequence drift, smoothing. Interval, low cut, high cut. Nice. Okay, and this is just a little, probably too. Maybe I'm getting too much bass or something. It seems a little. Let me bypass that. It's already a bassy amp. down. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what this OBY is before I change the pitch, if I can now. Yeah, let's see if I can still do a pitch. Simple pitch. Octaver. Let's do that. That'll pitch it down an octave, down 1 octave, down 2 octaves. I think that's just for one note at a time. It's not going to do chords very well. Because of that, let's see if I can do simple pitch. And what about dual pitch? Ugh. Simple pitch. Let's go. Interval is going to be down an octave. That kind of mixes a little bit better. What's the shift level here? Interesting. You can put a delay on that. Level. Okay. Add an octave down. I gotta go, but that sounds nice. I will sub. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate you checking it out. So this one is yeah, the wacky one. So let's go ahead and turn these other things on. You said fuzz before you go. Here's what it sounds like all together. That's that glitch delay giving you that effect. There's the flanger. The Dynamix, I think it's a triggered flanger. Yeah, wild stuff. Wild stuff. Thanks, Tyler, for stopping by and for all those cool suggestions. Alright, let me go back to my other presets here that I have done. I'm going to go to my user ones. Once again, I've already done these, the rhythm and all that. So let me just change the snapshots here. Here's my clean. When do you usually go live? Usually if I go live, it's going to be late, like this, like 9-ish, 10-ish, something like that. And it just depends. I never kind of schedule in advance because I've got a 2-year-old boy, and sometimes he gets to bed late. Sometimes he's upstairs and I can't stream, so I don't really have a set schedule. I like to try to do this once a week, but it's kind of hard to do. So that's why you want to sub and get notifications. Click the bell so that when I go live, you will know. All right. So there's my answer to that. And the dirty channel. And my lead. Thanks, Tyler, for subbing. Let's go to my other preset here. There we go. Okay, so this is, I've got 2 different Marco ones here, and I'm kind of deciding which one I want to keep for upstairs. I've got a Marco Pod Go, which I dialed in here, upstairs, I think. And then this one's the one dialed in on the with the Helix settings, and this is the one I dialed in that sounded good on the Podgo. So here's what I've got for his clean stuff. Let's see what that sounds like with the Helix one. That sounds better, I think. Let's see what the lead sounds like here. Okay, so it's quite drastic. The one I choose will be the one that goes on the Marco thing. I think the one that's on there now is, I don't know which one's on there. I can't remember. But yeah, this kind of weird that I've got this kind of different sound here. Oh, but before I forget, and I already have kind of, this also comes with the Podgo editor. So this is Podgo Edit, and I can change all this stuff here. So yeah, so all this stuff I can change here, which is cool. So what is different here? The Podgo, I've got the drive lower, the bass lower, the mids higher, the treble higher, and that is for the lead setting. No, excuse me, I need the lead setting. Lead setting, bass goes down. That's for the Podgo. Presence, master, hum, bias. What changes here? The mic. And then if I go to the next preset, the lead is going to be, what's going to happen here? I go to the lead, 5.7. It's bass, channel volume, sag, master. The amp has actually changed. Yeah, Cali V30, that's one thing, and this is right on the cone. Yeah, so I think this is what I got when I was playing with my amp upstairs. So that's very interesting. Down here, it sounds better with this preset. Go to rhythm. Chug. What did I change on that? Mids up a little bit, presence down, master up. And for that to be rhythm, I want it to be a little darker, so I move the position out and move the distance back because it was a little bit more woofy. Each other, but later in the song, this is the reaction, by the way, by Marcus Foley. Later in the song, he does another thing. And those all get mixed up. So that's whole step, half step. This is reverse. Half and whole. Okay, so I've been working on that for like months, and I want to do a recording of that. But yeah, so you have, like I said, you have the thing here. Oh, I totally did not. Oh man, guys, sorry about that. Here, and I need to get the right thing on it. Okay, this is totally aggravating. So sorry about that. That's what I meant to do. And that is the Pod Go Edit. And you should be able to see that now. My goodness, people. Why me? Why does this stuff happen to me? Anyway, that's what I've got going on right now with the Pod Go Edit. Scream 808. All right. Okay, so that's the Pod Go Edit. So that's cool that that's available. Was there anything else I wanted to go over on this? So glad that Tyler joined me for this stream. I'm getting all these error messages, but I don't know why. And you've probably seen that whole last little part. I don't know why it's showing up like that. But once again, this is the Pod Go by Line 6, and I like it. This bad boy is going to go upstairs with me and stay up there for quite a while. And any Pod Go settings presets I do will probably be transferred up there, so I don't have to keep lugging this thing back down here. That's the whole idea, is to have the Helix down here, Pod Go upstairs, and I can do some more playing around when I get upstairs. So, I've already went through how to do the Pod Go, how to navigate it. You've got the software that you can download from the Line 6 website. You got the links below for where you can buy the Line 6 Pod Go, and where you can get the presets that I have available. Right now I've only got the Marcos Foley and my signature Saldana right now. I'll be making more. This is super easy to make presets on as well. Once again, I was talking earlier, and I'll kind of show you on this. And it'll be easier to show you on this screen, actually. So, okay, you should be seeing this now. There we go. So, on the Pod Go Edit here, what I was trying to say earlier was a really cool way, since you have limited DSP on the Pod Go, a really cool way to change kind of different sounds is to actually change, since you don't have dual cabs or dual amps, is change the microphone and the microphone parameters. Okay, so for example, on the lead, I have the 57 microphone. Okay, and when I go to my rhythm, I've still got the same mic, but I've switched the parameters a little bit. I've adjusted the position to make it a little darker, a little deeper. And also the amp parameters have changed as well. Here's the lead. Here's the rhythm. Kind of stuff like that. Now if I go to my crunch, or not crunch, but my, what am I calling this one? Chug. This is snapshot 4. Notice the microphone was completely changed. I think the distance has changed. The position is still on the cap edge, but the distance is now closer because this conditioner microphone is kind of a blend between the ribbon mics and the dynamic mics. And so instead of changing the tone, I mean the amp, now I could change the mic and have the same effect. I can have different kind of sounds. Now, if I would have left that on the dynamic, here's what you would have got. Very, you know, bright, brittle, but now with this FET. You've got a lot different sounds. So think about doing that whenever you want to change the tone. Don't worry about changing to dual amps because you don't have dual amps in the Podgo. Change the microphone and the microphone parameters around. So if I go to my clean, I'm back to the dynamic, and different things have happened. So definitely check that out as well. Anything else I'm kind of missing here? I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for now. Yeah, it's getting close to time for bed, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. Thank you to Tyler Shep Shreds. Go check him out on his channel. Thanks so much for all this engagement that you gave me. And he subbed to me, so definitely check him out. Give him a sub, and if he shreds, then he's got to be pretty good. So yeah, definitely check out any kind of shredding channel. I mean, I love that kind of stuff. Love guitar proficiency and efficiency, and great stuff. Once again, check the links below, and I thank you so much for watching. I think this is all I've got, so I'll see you on the next video, whatever that may be. And let me get my screen ready because I always mess this up. All right. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. God bless, and as always, keep creating.